All right, welcome to Feature Friday. We actually sneakily started a conversation before I started the recorder, so I'm going to backtrack just a minute. Diana was having a really good question about using the tweetables. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to click back to where we started this conversation, which is inside copy packs. There is, under social media, there is these tweetables, which many of us have found to be one of our favorite things. And what we found through this conversation is, so the bloggers are using these tweetables to then add to links into their, posts, or, and quite honestly, anywhere. It doesn't have to be, and it's fun to be tweetables because it isn't even proper to begin with. I don't know, Xables. So anyway, we see how we're using them very differently. So the question came up, there's Canva templates when you click here, which is what I was showing you before. So all these Canva templates that you can use with these tweetable posts. But if you're making an image and putting your name and your social here and your picture, this is an image on social. There's no link. So that's where like some of our brains exploded as far as what do you do with this? But one of the things I want to everybody step back for just a minute that we talk about, to use your social media to as your editorial calendar. So for bloggers, that means that we're going to be pushing out everything that we might have, sent out this week or published this week or think might be timely this week. And if I'm an expert in kids' activities and parenting and I don't know what else, very easy cooking, not hard cooking, then I want to make sure that I'm not just pushing out kids' activities, or I'm not just putting out parenting. I'm pushing out a variety of things because my community is surrounding me around all the things Holly in a certain respect. So that in one respect could be just a bunch of links, but what if you're establishing yourself as an authority figure within a certain, or you're seeding the fact that you're doing something like maybe you have things that maybe you coach, maybe you're selling things on Etsy, maybe you have a new Pagewheel product that you're pushing out. So all of these things, suddenly you want to make sure that your editorial calendar includes some authority pieces, some promotional pieces as far as different products you might be selling and that kind of stuff. And that's where I think that some of this could come in handy. So for instance, if I am doing one-on-one coaching and I'm thinking, you know what, I'm getting a little light in my caseload, what I could start doing is putting out authority pieces on some of my philosophy behind coaching. And that doesn't have to have a link, because when people see that, people are going to like, oh yeah, Holly's a blog coach, or Holly coaches online businesses. Or like the example we used earlier is, what if I'm thinking, I need to get the word out about Pagewheel. I need to be invited to some of these conferences, seen as a tech expert. Excuse me as I laugh a little bit here. But establish authority within the AI space and the digital marketing space is, I might say, oh, well, I've been on platforms in the past, I've said things that people seem to appreciate, maybe bringing up some quotes or some different scenarios or questions that might show me in that light. Because people who are following me for the easy recipes or for the kids' activities probably have no idea that I do those things. And while it may not pertain to them then, having that information in the back of their head could be helpful. And if you think about it, in like every time we launched a book, this was obvious. So like before the book is pushed out, there's like announcements, and there's just announcements. Hey, upcoming, coming here soon. So this might be a book, or hey, this is what this book's, or here's somebody who like quote from somebody who endorsed the book, and those are just going out into the ether to establish like excitement and authority around a product or an event. So that's some of the ways you could use these, and I'm sure there's a million other ways too.
I see what you're saying about us being trained. I see what you're saying about us being trained to use links, because every one of those examples, I was thinking, why would you not put a link on that? Why would you put a link to this? I mean, my brain is just that way, right?
Yeah, and let me tell you a really important reason why you wouldn't put a link on some of those things is it's going to decrease the reach. So if you're really trying to get a book announcement out, or you're really trying to get like, and a lot of and think about, because like, hey, I get it. Like I sit in a hockey game the other night and there's all these, advertisements, Budweiser, like the local, hospital, all these things, like there's no links. Like, but what they're trying to do, the tequila that does the club and all this kind of stuff, what they're doing is more of a name recognition, where when you think of tequila, they want you to think of that, or when you think of beer, they want you to think of that, or when you think about going to the hospital, which seems really random, although you're at a hockey game, so I guess it makes more sense, that you go to there, or like insurance, or all these kind of things. And so this is more like your version of Coca-Cola, or branding the arena American Airlines Center, or something like that. So it's a free way to do that within your own sphere of just setting your brand expectations out into the world. I know as bloggers, like our heads don't even think that way.
Can I switch gears with 2 more quick questions?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, adding links to posts for inbound for another post, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so number 1, when I put those links in another post, do they have to be like really great posts that are flying and going?
No.
And number 2, can I put them at the very bottom in white text?
Yep. No, not white text.
Perfect.
But you want them to be the same as everything else. But you can change the context around it. So let's say you are going to, like, I'm just gonna make crap up here. So you are linking into a how to grow green onions at your home. Okay, that's what you're sending links to, and you might have this random recipe. So at the bottom, you want that to be recipe related to some extent. But the hyperlink phrase doesn't have to be recipe related, but you might say, hey, are you looking for fresh green onions to go into your next recipe? Click here. Does that make sense? You're putting the context together for Google and for your reader, even though it might be a stretch. It doesn't matter if it's a stretch. Yeah.
But not white text.
No, because Google is going to see that as you're trying to trick them.
Okay.
And the value, quite honestly, Diane, the value is that link is much more valuable if someone's clicking on it occasionally.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
okay.
Because the spider webs will see that. So anything else before we get started today? I didn't even open up the questions here. So chat. Yeah, so Kim says, Rachel has trained us makers not to put links when we don't have to. Yeah, so, and the funny thing is Rachel started out a blogger. So her brain was retrained at some point. But it really, and Diane, this is another thing, and for those of you who are trained like we are to put links in, is just test it today. Do 2 identical things, one with link, one without, and you're gonna like want to go vomit as the result. So, and it will just show you that there is, and if you go to Quirky Mama, we do a lot of just freakishly stupid memes. And part of it is because they don't have links, and it gives us engagement on the page. So, all right. So what I was gonna do today, let me go back, and then I'm gonna share my screen. All right. All right, so let us build a digital product today. And I'm going to start with a PDF. And I was hoping to have this prepared ahead of time, and then all hell broke loose. So this was going to be a little bit more random than I was hoping today, but I have a lot of PDFs. So let's do this. All right, so let's do this one right here. This will make sense. So this is April coloring pages for kids. So let's just call spring activities for kids. Actually, and so what will happen, and I'm gonna go ahead and upload that, is whatever that PDF is named is gonna be put into that AI generation and then transferred into your product. So I could have left it that there and then changed it ahead, but I'm thinking bigger than just coloring pages because I'm gonna add some Pagewheel to my product. So now I'm gonna go in to do my colors, which that is my colors, people, but you can borrow them if you want. So here, grab the AI. So outside adventure planner, we're going to do creative gift guide, nature exploration, springtime scavenger hunt. None of those really, so let's get some new titles and see if it does any better. Gardening fun organizer, picnic party. I like the word picnic. Picnic party, I'm going to add that and then edit it a little bit. So picnic, spring party, planner for kids, fun activities. This may be too long. We'll see. And then I'm going to plan the perfect, instead of picnic, for fun day with your child. And see, I don't like the way that's looking, how many things. So I'm going to say that picnic, spring party, like I'm going to say activity planner that will for kids. And then we can get rid of this. I like the way that looks better. Okay, so when you upload a PDF, it's going to automatically default to no cover. So I want a cover, so I'm going to undo that. And then we're going to choose one of these. And of course, I want it happy and fun. That's kind of fun. Oh, I have the hardest time picking. Oh, I like the roadmap. We could have added the roadmap. Okay, and the product mock-up, I'm going to check after we get done here because that should be showing that as well. All right, so these are the coloring pages I've already uploaded. So let's add a batch, and I'm going to do sensory. I know there's a bunch, 30 days of sensory play. This is really easy to add. If you are doing anything with kids, that's a really easy one to add. And what I'm going to do is go in here and so this, like, I would go in here and figure out if I want this or if I want it a little bit different. If you wanted the full AI treatment to like rewrite this page with AI, this page is also in the add a page. So if you find this, and there's a lot of, in fact, quite honestly, in the add a page are our most popular pages from the batches because we're crafty like that. So if you're like, because remember in the batches, they're going to be kind of pre-populated with that language that was in the batch. The AI is not actively running on them yet. But we took the top pages from the batches and put them into the add a page. So I would look through this and say, I actually like, because we're talking about kids and fun, so sensory items. And so I think having these 5 senses scavenger hunt, if I wanted to put something about spring, I could, but these actually fit in with what I'm talking about as far as fun things to do with the kids. So, but let's go and add a page and find that same page we just had. Now, I always declare that, and then I'm on live video. So let's see if we can do it. There's that one, but that's not what I'm talking about. I think it might be under calendar. There we go. Oh, thank goodness. Like doing live video is always just a little bit scary sometimes. All right, so you can see this is basically that page that we had before, but it's pulling in it automatically because I have this. So I'm going to say no set of activities for preschoolers, but I could do it whatever I want to. And then behind the scenes, the AI knows that it needs 30 or 31 or whatever this is behind the scenes. And it likely will also change the title. But again, like, see, there we go. Preschoolers Month of Growth. So all of a sudden, I had that same idea from before, but I put it into one of the AI generated pages. So, and in this case, like if you have ever had like children in your home, you cannot have too many ideas. So I'm going to leave both of them in there because I think it like it's going to hit somebody as helpful in different ways. All right, so let's add an About Me page. And then what we're going to do is rearrange those pages and publish the book. So I'm going to upload. And then I remember that this is going to already have pre-done this. So this About Me page is going to talk about no setup activities for preschoolers. Hi there, I'm excited to tell you about my 7 awesome activities. Now, if I wanted to say, let's say spring activities for kids of all ages. Holly has 3 boys. That will rewrite it with that information. So what's really cool is you can see how quickly you could set this up if you have like one idea and you're going across all the pages with. So now it's changed it. I'm so excited to share with you all the spring activities for kids of all ages. My friend Holly. Okay, in this case, I'm Holly. I have 3 energetic boys. And so anyway, you see the point. I'm just going to do a little formatting. And I would obviously go in and edit it just a little bit. And I'm going to add my name. All right. And then let's publish this. So, and I like to do the grid so that I can rearrange it. So I'm going to pull my About Me page up to that first page. I'm going to pull the one that we made, which was this one, and we're going to put it after that. Then I'm going to put maybe the scavenger hunt. And then the other one that was kind of like the one we had before. And then let's leave that at the end. So that's what we have now. So we have like some activity pages they can print and then some things they can do in real life. If I wanted to, this is one of my very favorite things. I could take a screen video right now and just flip through it and use that as a GIF or a video on social media. You see how kind of compelling that is? It's not like, oh my gosh, look how much stuff I get in that. Or, you know, at this point I could rearrange the pages or whatever, but I'm good. So let's go ahead and publish it. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes right now. Because they just wrote me a sales page. All right. So here again, this is going to come through with your, whatever your kind of your overall title is. If your title is a little bit different than kind of the whole thing you're selling, because remember, sometimes you're making a workbook in that first part, and then you might be adding a video or something to it later. So this is where you might go in and revise this a little bit. In this case, I'm really cool with this. So I'm going to walk through and make sure that this looks good. You can see some of the fun pages behind the scenes. You can see my image and then talking about my spring activities and why I did it. In this case, I might want to bring in a little bit more of authority. So I might say, hey, I've been doing this for 20 years. I have 4 published books, you know, that kind of stuff, if I wanted to spice that up a little bit. And if you wanted to change the price on it, I don't have Stripes set up. If you put a price on it, it's going to make you set up Stripes. And I don't have, this is a demo thing, so I don't have that. So I'm going to keep it free. I'm going to go looks good next. This is the delivery page. So once someone opts in, or if I had put a price, paid me, then they would come to here. So what this first button is going to download that picnic spring activity planner for your kids. And then if I wanted to, let's go ahead and you need to put something on here. Let's go ahead and add a link. And in this case, it makes sense for me to send them to my blog because I have more ideas. And what I'm going to say here is many more fun ideas from Holly. And I say here is something like the fun never stops. So, and then what the other thing that I love about this is, let's say we want to add something, like if I had like a live video or a video going through some of these activities, or some things like, you know, hey, here's how I structure my summer day with, you know, 3 kids that don't want to be structured, is then I could just go in here and add one of these video pages or one of these multi-video pages. And remember, nobody's going to see that until they have opted in or paid. So this makes a really, like if you want to do a mini course or a challenge, this makes it really easy to just go ahead and add that in right here. Okay, so I'm going to say looks good next. And then I'm going to change this a little bit just because I want to. I'm going to just go spring activity guide planner. Okay, so that's going to be the URL of my sales page. And then if I wanted to change this at all, I could do that. If I wanted to switch this over to something like this makes more sense for me because that other one is kind of businessy. If I had pixels for Google, tracking pixels for Google or Facebook, I could do that right there. And then here's the email that's going to deliver that product that I just sent. So I'm going to make sure that it sounds like me. Like for instance, I don't usually refer to myself as H. Homer. And I would just edit that a little bit. And then once I hit this button, I'm good. Like here is the, let's go exactly to what we just made. Boop, boop, boop. And here's a sales page that in fact, I'm going to put this into the chat. So if anybody wants to opt in for my really exciting spring planner for your children, I mean, I might have put a little more thought in it if I wasn't on live video, but there you can see how the process goes. And I'll put this link into when I embed the video into the learn.pagewheel.com. I'll put that link too, so you can see this process that we built together. And then let's go one more step. Let's go back to, not that, here. Okay, so I have my link. So I grabbed that link and now I'm ready to promote it. And so now what it's gonna do is it's gonna bring me to this page. We are still not to the point where, just a second. Cancel. I'm trying to move something and sorry. Okay, in this case, I'm going to describe my product. So I just made a spring, okay, right. A spring activity guide for kids to help busy moms. And then let's go ahead and start with the social calendar. That's my go-to on when I'm starting something new, especially because this is kind of like the foundation of all the ideas. And then like once I get where I want to go, I might go up and change that a little bit to get me some more specific ideas within a certain realm. Because really what we want to do at this point is market this to all the different uses. So I'm thinking, okay, I have little boys that I want to keep busy, but then another mom might think, oh, I want to make sure I have some educational opportunities during the day in the summer. Another person might be like, there's a million reasons why people might want this. And so I want to make sure I don't overlook that just because my own thing. So introduce, share a simple and fun activity idea. And then, so here is this is next level. And Diane, I'm gonna throw out something without a link here. But if you like, you could do like a really specific hashtag that you always put on your activities that would lead them back to a link that's a little bit deeper. You know, you could become like, if I started posting a whole bunch about just really simple things that I could do with, you could do with your kids really quick, with my picture, with my brand, you could see over the summer as moms are searching through Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, and they're seeing me and that idea and that hashtag that might lead them back to the activity guide, that could be really powerful too. But that's going to be a long game versus like a short game with a link, if that makes sense. But some people need to play a long game. There's a lot of people on, like, especially their phones, they're not leaving that social network. They're just not. So they're, you know, and this is especially true in the short form videos and stuff. They're going to watch the next video. They're not clicking away. They're not leaving anywhere. They're there for the short form videos. So especially with those, branding yourself so that they start thinking, when they think of, oh, I need something simple, they think Holly, kids activities. Oh yeah, she has that free guide. Because that's going to be something in the back of their head over time. But that is a much longer play than, and I like to monetize. Like I might do a like an opt-in so I can get them on my list. But that's really a good strategy for monetization because we as bloggers are paid per page view. So that's, with that long game, I need more bang for that page view, if that makes sense. All right, any questions? And
I do have one, Holly.
Yeah, go for it.
So after seeing this today, I assume that they now have so that the templates are the same size as the 8.5 by 11 PDFs, right?
They, from what I'm understanding, yes. And that has been a huge project for some unknown reason, but yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because I know that was discovered last week. So
yeah, I think it's been 2 weeks now because there's been a huge, but you saw that the pages were the same size in the preview, which they were not before. So, yeah, so I have not checked the actual, I know that was being sent back and sent back and sent back last week.
Right.
So.
But it looked fine.
It
and so I just wanted to make sure. Thank you so much. I think so.
Absolutely. Yeah, Kim. They say they're not leaving the platform and the platform is not wanting them to. Yeah, exactly. So you're playing into the platform when you provide the entire thing. Now, for those of us who monetize just through traffic, that's very scary. And that's one of the reasons why we're trying to find different ways of monetization that does not depend on thousands of visits to a site, to a link. Whereas, you know, what if you were on social media and you were selling a product for every, 10,000 people that saw it, you can see that in the end could be very lucrative as well.
Yeah. Have you seen the Meta AI yet? Have you been held classified on your phone?
Actually, in fact, a friend sent a food blogger put in, basically Meta AI delivered her entire recipe with 2 words changed in the instructions, called it their own, and then sent them to a Google search and said to a link to a Google search.
So just a theory on my part, thinking about the fact that they don't want you going off platform because they can't track you after they leave, right? Do you think SEO will become more important on Meta now? So because it's searching through all the transcriptions and stuff. I did a bow video. I saw this Meta AI. It was my video. So I was like, it says ask a question. So I asked a question that I get asked a lot on that one video, about exactly how long were the ribbons that I cut, right? And you'd have to watch like 20 minutes to find that out. And it came back with the right information. So it's going through the transcription for sure,
Yeah, so one of the things that's been interesting about Facebook for a really long time is the search was dirt. Like, I mean, it was terrible. Like Facebook, it seemed it was, because Instagram has always had a pretty decent search. So you knew,
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like you think about hashtags and stuff like that, it's more of a keyword based platform, whereas hashtags have really never like never been a thing on Facebook, even though they try to do it every once in a while. So like, and so I always felt like Facebook was like the anti-search. You know, they're like, no, we want you in here. We're going to feed you what you need to know.
Keep you social.
Well, and you can see how that has skewed a lot older. So, you know, because the younger people who are on TikTok and Instagram, they're not going to allow an older algorithm to just feed them stuff. They're too short attention span for that. So they have hopped off. And so the crowd that is now on Facebook is used to Google searches. You know, so it is a funny thing that I think they are bringing it in, but in the end, AI is a big old excuse to steal our content and keep them on platform. You know, it's big companies stepping on the little on the little guy. And so, but I don't know, like, you know, we've got lawsuits, but that's going to take 10 years to resolve. So, yeah. So in the meantime, we got to figure out what game to play. And, you know, so do you just go stick your head in the sand and do nothing? I mean, that sounds really lovely right now. Or do you play some version of the game? And that's where I think a lot of us are but here again, you can see how branding yourself, the one thing that AI cannot take from you is yourself. I mean, they'll try eventually, but right now they cannot be Holly Homer. They can try. Yeah.
Can't be taken away, which is what social is really good for. It's really good for the actual human connection.
Right.
So I just wondered if SEO is going to become, like, search engine techniques might become more prominent on Facebook, because it's going to be able to search all the content and bring you results. You know?
I think that's only secondary to them trying to steal all their stuff to keep you on the platform longer through AI. But I think that's the only reason why it's changing, is they see it as an opportunity to never let you leave the platform. Peg.
You as in the viewer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Thanks, Holly. A quick question. A client sent me an image that's a JPEG. And when I try to upload it, it says we only use PNGs. What do you recommend as a workaround?
So, and you're talking about for the pages inside of Pagewheel? Like,
right.
Okay. So those are
so I want to upload the client's image as the cover to a workbook, let's say.
So it's actually PDF. So all you're going to do is go into your computer and save it as a PDF.
Okay. Gotcha.
So like JPEGs, PNGs, those are a very easy conversion to a PDF, and then you'll just be able to upload it.
Thanks.
But like if you wanted to put their image on the About Me page, or one of those works, you know, the step pages that have images, then you would need the JPEG or the PNG.
Well, it wouldn't take the JPEG. That's the problem.
So it will. So the pages of your book are PDFs. Okay. But if you're uploading your About Me photo or a photo into one of the other pages, then that's going to be an actual image. So think PDF as page, and the PNG or JPEG as an image. So
thank you.
That's how my brain thinks about it, because I have that problem too. And then if you're on an Apple, if you're on an Apple thing and they do the HEIC, that nobody takes. So I don't even, I was like, that is a whole nother world. I don't even understand why we have things that nobody uses.
Thanks for that clarification. Appreciate it.
Sure. Anyone else? All right.
Well,
So,
if nobody else has a question, I'll ask another. What do you recommend for like promoting an event? Which part of Pagewheel would I use to do that, other than like give me some tweetable comments kind of thing?
So are you wanting to register people through Pagewheel and have them pay, or like register or pay?
It's a free event, so there's no payment involved for this. I just want to promote it and put the registration link out for people to sign up.
Okay, so you have a registration link already. Okay.
Already.
Yeah, so then I would go let's go over to, because you could have them basically register through creating a Pagewheel, like landing page and stuff like that. And then having them, basically you would have them sign up for your list, and that would be a registration. And then you
Okay.
give them the information about where the event is on that thank you page and on the follow-up email. So you
So
could do
there's already a Facebook event and it already has a link to register. I just want to promote it.
okay, then,
Through
so that's
Pagewheel.
why I want to make sure that you knew that you could do that if you wanted to, if you didn't already have that. So
Okay.
then the next thing you can do is let me share my screen. So what's your event about?
It's about content creation and ways to learn how to use AI and Pagewheel and all those things.
Use AI and Pagewheel for your business event,
Content.
for your business content.
Right.
Let's put marketing content.
Okay.
Content event. And this is one of those things that if we don't love what it comes back with, we will change it. So let's see. So like you could think about, you could do a social calendar, of course, that would just kind of give you an overview of all the things, kind of give you some cadence to send some things out. The conversations or ladders, you could add copy. I like these two, the social conversation starters. Let's do these two just for fun. And actually, let's do the 2 weeks of conversations. So let's just do a few of those. Because what I like to do is just run a few things and you'll get to find your favorites. And then based on those results, often I'll have another idea or something I might want to pull out. Because what we put in was pretty general. So another way you could do this, Peg, is like if you're like, maybe one of your, and I'm just going to make stuff up, maybe one of your kind of tips is, like, I don't know, do live video twice a day. And so you might want to like get some posts that are specific to that tip. You know what I mean? So that we're starting really general, but you could go in with like kind of your content, kind of a little bit of your tips and tricks and push those out as almost catching people's attention. Because you could say something like you want to, video twice a day. Are you crazy? Thinking about like bringing some of real specifics from what you're going to teach and pushing them out as kind of like something to stop the scroll as well. So here's the social calendar. Learn how to create personalized and engaging content through using AI tools, Pagewheel. Depending on your, I might have put like for low tech or people who don't understand tech or something like that, be a little bit more specific, but you could of course add that too. Let's go to viral hooks. Revolutionize your marketing strategy in AI with Pagewheel. 10 ways AI and Pagewheel can boost your business growth. So I also like to use the descriptions, so like, let's look at one of those. Attention all marketers, don't miss out on this exclusive event where you'll unravel the power of AI and Pagewheel in crafting captivating marketing content that drives conversions. Ignite your business.
I like that. That's perfect.
Yeah. So this is the viral hooks and viral descriptions. This is one
Okay.
of my favorite things, especially if what you're pushing out is kind of salesy and you're not necessarily a salesy heart person.
Mhm.
Is sometimes this can push you into thinking about that. So that's place. Let's look at the 2 weeks of conversations.
Can I ask a question here?
Sure, absolutely, Kathy.
Peg, are you going to try then to have, or is the goal to get these people to sign up themselves for Pagewheel, and you'll give them an affiliate link?
Right.
Okay, so would you want to use the word Pagewheel? Because then people will look it up and maybe they'll say, oh my gosh, I got 2 weeks free. I'll hurry up and sign up for it. I mean, what do you
Good
think
point,
of that?
Kathy. Thanks.
Yeah, so probably like it's going to depend.
Couldn't you say like with my newest tool?
Yeah, like learn the secret. I think like you probably want to veil it a little bit, like learn the secret I've learned to pushing out, the content in just a few minutes or without tech experience. Or, you could think about like kind of, like that they have to in the nicest clickbaity way. is that they don't know the secret. You're holding the secret. They're coming to the secret when they come to the event. So that is a very good point, Kathy. And so we
Thanks, Kathy.
probably
Yeah.
would go back and change that. Learn the secret to content marketing with AI or something like that, so that your language within the AI, you know, your produce is steering you that way, which would be good. So what methods have you found most effective? You know, these are conversation starters. If faced with a setback for your marketing your business, what strategies do you do? Any tips? You can see how these would be great if you're like in groups or you're just chatting with, you know, kind of direct messaging. Also on your personal conversations can be really helpful. Like, how long did it take for your team to adapt to using AI? And I would leave off Pagewheel for marketing. So like thinking about, and Rachel uses this a lot, where like the world is very complicated, pointing out how complicated it is to create this content and all the steps involved in it. And then, oh, did you know that I have a solution that will take you 3 minutes versus the 32 steps it would take in normal life, that kind of stuff. So, seems like I was going to go one more place and I totally, oh, yes. The other place, y'all, that, you know, that I love is in the business branding, which is the head and heart solutions and the head and heart objections. And these, for some reason, and I think it's because this is how I like market, is like, if I can overcome those objections before they even think of it, like I am so far ahead. So I like to open these up. And by the way, some of these are built into those because they were written by Rachel, so duh. But I like things spelled out really, really clearly for me. So this is another place that I love because, and this could be something that you like, fear of a complexity and technical nature of AI technology. This might be saying, you might take this and go back into Pagewheel and say, event that helps people overcome the fear and complexity of technical nature. You know what I mean? You could become, this could be your next prompt. And then you have all these ideas about telling people how they don't have to fear, you know, you're going to overcome that fear. What is another one? Uncertainty about the effectiveness of Pagewheel. And this is another thing that like Pagewheel, for instance, is, by the way, if this caught your attention, this was written by AI. Let me show you how I did it. That kind of stuff. Skepticism about the ROI of investing time and resources. Like, you know, I'm going to save you X number of hours per week. Let me show you how. So anyway, these are just some really great places, especially if you're just getting started on a marketing idea. You know, this is like, no, these are the obstacle people are going to be like, no, I can't attend that because I'm not smart enough. I'm not, you know, don't have enough money. I don't have enough time, all those basic needs that we have.
Thank you, Holly.
And I'm excited for your thing. That'll be cool.
And thanks to Kathy and Kim for their contributions in the chat too. Thanks.
Awesome. Yes.
My pleasure. I would just hate to see them just go and grab
Right.
the 2 weeks and then you're out of the picture.
Yeah. Good point.
Well,
Appreciate
and it's when you're marketing, and this is a really good point that Kathy brought up, because when you're marketing Pagewheel, because like, guess what? Rachel and I are marketing Pagewheel too. So your edge over us is that you have a personal experience with this tool and you're using it in a different way than we are. So you actually have an edge over us when it comes to marketing to the people that would be attracted to your story, because you have your story.
Holly, that brings up a point. Is there a way that when somebody signs up for the free trial through the generic website, do you have a way to say, how did you hear about us?
Not right now. But if you send them with your affiliate link, when they sign in, it's attached to their affiliate link. So we know
Right.
they came from
I know,
you.
but
Yeah.
I'm trying to Kathy's point, if
Yeah.
they go and sign up themselves without our affiliate link, is there a way to trace that back to us?
There really isn't. And we've struggled with this because and that's why we, I don't know if you were around when we actually changed systems for affiliate marketing, because the cookies were going away. Although, by the way, the cookies are not going away. We just heard from
I
Google
saw
this-
that.
yeah. And by the way, that like we had heard rumblings ahead of time that the cookies weren't actually going away. So Google had announced that cookies were going away. Google removed 1% of cookies, and then this week announced that, oh, we're going to postpone that for another year. So, but the cookies are not at 100% effective, which is why we switched to a new affiliate thing that allowed you to have a coupon code. So that gives us double duty to make sure we assign it to you. Because quite honestly, at scale, like today, we can go in sometimes and search but a lot of times that person might have clicked on someone else's affiliate link before, and we don't want to like get into whose affiliate link kind of wars, because that can just like, there's no winner in that. So like, yes, today, if you're like, no, this person came to my event, I told them about Pagewheel, like send me an email or something. But you can see how at scale that would be nearly impossible to be like, sorting people into buckets. So
Yeah.
we're hopeful that the tools that we've given you are the best as far as making sure you get credit for that.
And if you don't mention it, Peg, before your meeting, your event, they're not going to know where to go to look anyway.
Yeah. Well,
because it's your tool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I have my affiliate link. I'll make sure to shout it out.
Yeah. And even
sure.
like, and the other thing too, when you guys that are promoting Pagewheel, is when you give them bonuses or education modules, and that could be as simple as a little video that you did how I got started with Pagewheel, or when you're giving them that, they're going to want to sign up for it through you to get that extra. They don't know me and Rachel. They don't know that we have 3 times a week that we do these things and stuff like that. Like, so they don't know that they don't know what they don't know. So if you're like, hey, I'm going to walk you through, I'm going to get you set up. I'm going to show you how I'm using it. And however deep you want to go, that, I will have a question, I'll hop on a call, whatever depth you're willing to give, is go ahead and put that into your marketing so that they wouldn't even think of signing up directly, because the value of you, who they trust, helping them is so much greater than just us. Remember, we're just a software until they get in and see how awesome we are. So, all right. Anything else, anybody? All right. Have an amazing weekend. And we, actually, Janine's going to be back on Monday and I'm going to be on Wednesday. So we just did a switcheroo. So have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Thanks so
Holly.
much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.